I have been sending their violations back, or not back, but I have been sending their violations to universal laws for probably about 7 or 8 years now, straight. Every day, all day, moving their violations. They are not used to anybody doing that. Now, I've spoken of this before in prior recordings about backlog. Okay? There is a backlog. Because they interfere and obstruct and regress universal laws, there is a backlog. With everything I have been moving to universal laws for 7 or 8 years now, they have, let me say, they have almost exhausted doing the regressions. Meaning, what happens is because they are forcibly connected to me, I pick up on either what they're saying or what they're doing or what they're thinking about doing or the things that they're trying to do. I pick up on that. That is a reaction or a result from them being forcibly connected to me. They're forcibly connected to my brain via technology. At the same time, it's that kind of technology is a two-way. They don't expect it or want to use it as a two-way, but it's because of the technology that it ends up being a two-way, and I pick up on their shit. So what's going on is as often as they have to do regressions, it is starting to, because universal laws isn't a being, it's a force. And what's happening is all the regressions that they have been forced to do over this many years, every day, all day, it's getting to a point where I can tell by the things that they're doing and by how long that those things last. And in between the times that I move their violations to universal laws. So they'll do something, they'll start, they'll do torture or, it's all torture, but when they do it, I do my best to move it to universal laws. So it's getting to a point where with each regression that they do, what they have to hold back is becoming too much for the regression technology. It's becoming too hard to forcibly regress what I've moved. And there is a time element here in that they either have to turn off the tech, because if it's triggered, if universal laws is fucking triggered, it all goes. Universal laws is triggered, period, and there ain't no regress in any of that. And it's going to affect the entire fucking universe. Okay? They either have to fucking turn off the tech, or they have to stop regressing. Is that making sense to you? Can you see? And I know I ask that often, but when I'm not like anybody ever responds on my recordings, but I'm just saying, can you see their dilemma? So, and obviously, once again, I am not speaking to any form of malevolence in my recordings. You don't have my consent to be on my channel. You don't have my consent to be listening to my recordings. I don't consent to your forced magic or harm on any level, dimension, or timeline of my being. I don't consent to force magic on any of my recordings, on anything in my recordings. Now, I'm only speaking to true benevolent beings that might happen to be listening. True benevolent beings, meaning you do not hold me ill intent. And you do not hold undisclosed ill intent towards me. So any true benevolent beings that have been listening to my recordings, if you can, if you are able, please, 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 please do your best to be moving as many of their violations as you possibly can to universal laws. As much as you can, every day, all day, every second you're thinking about it. Be moving with every cell, fiber, molecule of your being with emotion and intention. Whatever they're forcing on you, whatever they're including for others, because I have been doing it for others. I have been doing it for the humanity. That's why it's getting so hard for them to hold that back. Can you see? That's why I'm saying, if you are of a mind, please be doing your best to be moving as many of their violations as you can to universal laws, devoid of all harm to you. Okay? Including on an individual level, be doing it individually, as well as if you are of a mind that you know what needs to be done, if you know what needs to be moved, as far as with regards to humanity, then please do so. Because they're getting to a point, they're running out of time. They either have to turn off the fucking tech, or they have to stop regressing. That's where we're at. And if what they're trying, that's why I say, what they've been doing is trying to hurry up and force everybody into the AI system. And there's still quite a few who are holding out, who are refusing consent, for the technology, who are refusing consent to be cloned out, who are refusing consent to be anywhere, have any of their being in the AI system. When, like I said, as you're pulling yourself out, be pulling every piece, part, and fragment of your being on all levels, dimensions, and timelines of your being, including the quantum, cellular, DNA, and genetic level of your being, out of all AI systems, out of all astral realms, out of all artificial realities, out of the frequency fence. Be pulling your stuff out of the artificial frequency fence surrounding this planet, because that is a big part of the AI system. So please be doing the best that you can. If we can just do this, even a few of us, if we can do this on a consistent basis, we can trigger universal laws. And then universal laws gets enforced for all planets, all star systems, the entire fucking universe. And you know what happens to them? They immediately are incinerated. They burn where they stand. So please do what you can. Please.